This is Andy with 5 Call Survival Supply. I picked up an FI-273 Pilot Survival Kit. It's composed of 2 different modules. There's a medical module and a survival module. There would also, separate from these two, there would also be a tourniquet, probably a combat application tourniquet or maybe an SOF tourniquet. That wasn't included. I bought these separate from each other actually on eBay. The medical module has about a 3-year shelf life. This one expired in 2016. Survival module has about a 4-year shelf life. It also expired in 2016. The cage code on here is 7S327, and that tells us who the company is that assembled these kits. And in this case, it's a company called Friendship Industries, and they have a sole source contract, I guess, through Ability One to provide these to the Air Force. I'm really excited to pick these apart and see what's inside. I think I have a pretty good idea for both of these, what they're going to contain. But let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, I'd mention here as well, this one's marked dangerous goods, and a lot of companies won't even ship these through the mail, UPS, FedEx, etc. And I believe that's because it contains matches. So let's tear them open and see what's inside. We'll open the survival module first. I'm really excited to see what's in here. I know, I believe there's a really good multi-tool in here, and we'll just have to see what else there is. So we tear it open. One of the things I was kind of surprised about, this doesn't have a, well actually it does. So I thought this outer pouch would be self-sealing, and then it obviously wasn't. So we'll pitch that over here. Notice, by the way, it's got a grommet here. I believe that's so the pilot can tether it to his flight suit so he doesn't get separated from his critical survival components. So inside here, we've got a little brown resealable pouch. Go ahead and open this up. Let's see. Yep. Let's see what's in here. So right off, we've got some finger lights, some wet fire tinders, match case, Leatherman squirt, water purification tablets, and of course a handcuff key. It has 2 holes here in the bottom. I'm not sure what that would be for, but it definitely means that you can't use this to store drinking water. So, right out of the gate, we've got the CamoVac cravat. This can be used as a sling. It can be used to immobilize fractures and sprains. You can use it as an improvised tourniquet, although there is a proper tourniquet that's also ordinarily included with the FI-273 kit. Dust mask, bandage / protection. Let's see here, it says it's water repellent, which will help protect the wound or limb. It has antimicrobial properties, so hopefully it doesn't get all gunked up. It's 37 by 37 by 52 inches, and also includes 2 safety pins. And you'll notice this is the discontinued camouflage style. I think that's the old digital camouflage. Now they moved to multicam. So there's that, manufactured by the McNett Corporation. So there's the CamoVac cravat. We've got our water treatment gear here. Here's our instructions for using the Aquamira water treatment tablets. These are chlorine dioxide tablets as opposed to like iodine tablets, for instance. They're more effective supposedly than iodine tablets based on a chart that I saw from the CDC, I believe, the backcountry water treatment chart. It's got 10 tablets here, which that's basically half of a pack. We sell packs of these on our site. They come in packs of 20 tablets each. So there's your water treatment. I'm not sure what they'd have us treat that water in, since our bag here is perforated. But we'll keep digging, maybe we'll find something. We've got a UST star flash signal mirror. This is a plastic mirror. It's got a black protective film here to keep the surface from getting scuffed and scratched up. Because it's plastic, it's very vulnerable to that, and those scuffs and scratches actually limit its effectiveness as a signal mirror. So you've got to keep it protected. I believe that the Star Flash floats, and it's got instructions here for using it. It's got a little retro reflective aimer there that I believe creates what looks like a fireball when you look through the center of this, and you put the fireball on your target, and that helps you aim and know that you're flashing you're flashing your signal mirror right in their eyes, hopefully. And you can see here it's got type 1A parachute cord. We actually sell this exact cord on our site. It's rated for about 100 pounds minimum break strength. It's got the yellow marker strand. It's good stuff. I really like it. Unlike the larger sizes of parachute cord, type 1A doesn't have a core strand. It's just the outer sleeve that you see here. And that's why that marker, the yellow marker strand, is woven into the outside, where ordinarily with a kern mantle cord it would be in one of the marker strands inside. Here we've got our whistle. Same thing, same tether, the type 1A parachute cord. This looks like it's probably camo green parachute cord. And I'm not going to unwrap it. You can guess what this is. It's a black P-less whistle. P-less just means that it doesn't have that little P in there like an athletic whistle does. And I believe that they keep those out because if the whistle freezes and it's got a P in there, that can damage the effectiveness of the whistle itself. Makes it quieter, or maybe doesn't even make it whistle at all. Here we've got wet fire tinders. There's 2 of these. A little bit of stickiness here. Oh, I see why. So these are wet fire tinders. It's just a little piece of it's like little white material. It's not hexamine like a solid fuel tablet, I believe, and it says you should scrape little shavings from it into a pile to ignite. We've got 2 of these. They light when wet. I mean, literally there can be drops of water on there and they'll light very easily. They ignite with a spark or with an open flame in this case. And here's our match kit. And let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Oh, here's our button compass. And here we've got a little mirror, a little backup mirror. And how do you suppose we get that compass out of there? Like that. Here's our little button compass. That's a nice little compass. It has correctly found north, which is a super nice feature. Made in China. That's disappointing to see, but not surprising. And then inside here we also have our, got some plastic bag in there, some kind of plastic, probably the matches are in here. I'm just going to see if I can pry this out. I'm probably tearing it all up. There it goes. Okay. Yep. So that's kind of interesting. So this is a combination. We've got both matches here. These are the typical lifeboat matches like you'd find. Used to be made in England, but I believe that that factory is closed, and now matches like this are only made in India as far as I'm aware. They come with a separate striker panel. You can see there's sealed plastic between the two so these don't come in contact with the striker panel. And how many of these do we get? About 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. 10 matches plus striker panel plus a little spark light. We made a separate video about spark lights just last week. I think we just made it live today, in fact. So that's how that works. It's got a little flint embedded in the plastic. You spin the wheel, that generates the sparks. This will easily ignite one of these wet fire tablets. And these burn several minutes, I believe. So there's our spark light. That's our fire component, so that they can stave off hypothermia and signal rescuers with smoke and whatnot. So mirror, container, this is a waterproof container. There's a black rubber gasket there to seal out moisture and air. Put that there. Look how nicely we're arranging everything. We've got a little adhesive piece here, and I'm not sure what it is. It may have some sort of IR reflective properties. I think that's probably what it is. And then, or maybe you can use this, maybe this is actually just for these So maybe that's what this is. So this is probably, you can stick this to something and then use the Velcro one wrap that's on the little lights here and create like a little area light, a headlamp, etc. So we've got two of those, an adhesive backed hook side of a hook and loop fastener. Here we've got the loop side, this fuzzy bit. And this is a finger light, and it's from CJ Engineering, I believe, is the company that manufactured this. And there we go. We've got red light. And they like red because it doesn't affect your night vision. See here you've got the little arrow saying which way to twist. And I believe probably we can turn this here to adjust the focus, narrow the focus of the beam. Or maybe not. Maybe that's just there. So that comes off entirely. Interesting. So I guess you can use this, yeah, that's how it works. You can slide this like this to narrow the beam. So we'll go ahead and turn that one off. And here we have this one, which I have a feeling is going to be IR. And so it's going to turn on and we won't be able to tell. Yeah, just like that. See? No light. If we had night vision goggles, we'd probably be able to see a very bright beam from that, but we don't. And we don't have a fancy IR camera, so we'll just have to take their word for it. Here, this is one of the coolest things. This is a Leatherman Squirt multi-tool. This is a great little tool. Pliers, wire cutter. You can also strip wire with that if you have a little bit of skill. There's that. Let's see what other tools come in here. Got a little knife blade. That's a chisel grind on that knife blade. So it's always going to want to cut at a little bit of an angle. We've got a file with a screwdriver tip on it. And on this side we have scissors. And we have another screwdriver, very small, like a precision tip. And we have a wider flat tip, and of course your bottle opener for opening your import survival beer. So there's that. That's made in the USA. That's a great little tool. And of course we have the handcuff key, which, you know, may come in handy for someone somehow during the evasion portion of the survival escape, you know, rescue and evasion cycle. But I really don't love seeing these out in the civilian world. I feel like more and more of these are making their way onto civilian sites for sale through, you know, eBay sellers, etc. And at some point, somebody innocent is going to be hurt as a result of these making their way out into the world. So it's kind of sad to see these showing up like this, but interesting to see that they're included in the pilot kits. So that's the survival component. And I'm going to go ahead and change over, and we'll open up the medical component.